Steve Ellis again at Dodger Stadium for World Championship fight number 2. Little Davey Moore, the man with the big punch, against Sugar Ramos, the good classic boxer. This, incidentally, is a television first tonight. The first time in the history of the medium of television that 3 World Championship fights on one card are being TV'd. Way back in 1937, Mike Jacobs, then promoter for the 20th Century Sporting Club, staged 4 title fights in New York Polo Grounds that were radioed around the country. This, for KTTV Los Angeles, becomes the first in our medium of television. And we know if you hang in there with us, you're going to enjoy these next 2 fights perhaps even more than fight number 1. Now let's go to the center of the ring and see if we can't pick up some of the announcements from Jimmy Lennon, the ring announcer. Jimmy's getting set to take the microphone. Jim, are you set way up there? I think he is. We'll get the introduction of a few fighters, and all by colorful Jimmy Lennon. Go ahead, Jim.
Your attention, boxing fans. In the ring to present the flag of free Cuba to the boy fighting out of Matanzas, Cuba for the featherweight championship of the world, and wishing him the same luck that he had earlier this evening, our new welterweight champion, the elusive Luis Rodriguez.
Rodriguez, the new world welterweight champion, showing that free Cuban flag. Let's get over to Jimmy Lennon again. Go ahead, Jim.
All right, boxing fans, here we go. 15 rounds of boxing for the featherweight championship of the world. Now judging at ringside, Russ Radford with Frankie Van. Referee will be George Latka. Introducing to you the challenger on my left, out of the black corner, weighing in at 125 1/4 pounds, wearing white trunks, fighting out of Mexico City, from Matanzas, Cuba, the outstanding, undefeated Ultiminho Sugar Ramos. And his opponent in this 15-round featherweight contest for the title, on my right, out of the white corner, wearing black trunks, same weight, 125 1/4 pounds, from Springfield, Ohio, the world's featherweight boxing champion, Davey Moore.
Davey Moore, the champion, out in the center of the ring. His manager, Willie Ketchum, who has managed world champions before, out there. And Sugar Ramos, the challenger, slightly taller than Dandy Dave. The challenger, a little confident also. They each weighed 125 1/4. George Latka, one-time lightweight and a fairly good one, is the referee. And alongside of us, Davey Moore has a sweatshirt on. You'll notice that. He wanted to keep warm in this cool California climate. Alongside us is the new world welterweight champion, Luis Rodriguez, whom our producer, our executive producer, Bobby Bennett, has called over to do a round or so of commentating. I'll call on Rodriguez in the second or third round to kind of take over. Louis will stay with us for a little bit. He wants to see the fights here anyways. Ramos, a very good-looking boxer to watch in action. His back is toward our camera. Ramos carries the left hand a little low, but he can double up with punches. In other words, Davey Moore can see the chin of Ramos over that low left occasionally. Moore, a stalker, and certainly the better puncher, although Ramos can punch. The way to distinguish between the two of the fellows, Davey Moore has that white stripe around his black trunks, and Ramos has the suede red bordering his black trunks. We're in round one of the schedule, 15 rounds. Ooh! Moore missed a shot aimed at the chin of Ramos. Incidentally, Ramos is one of 11 fighters who was fortunate enough to get out of Cuba. Rodriguez was another one of those 11. Was able to leave Cuba under their present regime. We're down here at ringside. Our broadcast partner for a bit and guest, stand up here, Louis. Louis Rodriguez, who just won the World Welterweight Championship. We're getting set for round number 2, Louis, over here. A cross shot right over here to our cameras. Louis, tell us, do you think your stablemate, Ramos, can beat Davey Moore tonight?
I think he's going to beat Davey Moore tonight.
You really do?
Yeah.
Why? How will he do it?
He feels real good, great. He feels happy because I won the title. And I think anyway he's going to win.
All right, you stay right with us and call some of the shots.
Yeah.
Thank you, Louis Rodriguez.
Right.
Thank you. Round 2. Georgie Latka, the referee, one-time fine California lightweight. These fellas we'll try to get Emil Griffith over here, too, at the end of this round. We'll try to get Emil Griffith with us also as we watch this featherweight fight. The voice you hear in the background is Griffith trying to talk to Rodriguez and vice versa. We'll pick up some of that conversation in a little while. They're talking about a rematch right now. We'll get Emil and Louis on a little bit. We just talked with Louis. Meanwhile, let's get back to this one. This is a good one.
Not once, but 5 times.
As soon as this round is over, we're going to call on one of the great fighters of our time, Emil Griffith, to say a few words. Ooh, Sugar Ramos getting hit with a hook. However, he got a good right hand in first. Davey Moore, flat-footed stance. He's a little big fighter. Beautiful shot by Davey Moore. He might have hurt Ramos. The double right hand, Davey's best combination. But Ramos, ooh, and a good left hook on Ramos' chin. And Ramos rallied back, ladies and gentlemen. They've exchanged right-hand bombs with exactly 35 seconds to go in the second round. There's a slight abrasion under the right eye of Sugar Ramos. Davey Moore trying to set his man up. Beautiful left hooks on Moore's chin. They were beautiful. Folks, if we can get Gil Clancy, just duck in here, Gil, if you will. Emil Griffith, a great champion, a truly great fighter. Emil, one question that's on everyone's mind everywhere, and that is, what about the return with you against Rodriguez for that title?
Well, tonight I heard that Louis man just said that they can have a return bout anytime, and believe me, I'm going to wait for this return bout.
Would you want to fight here in Dodger Stadium again?
I'll fight her again. I'll fight Louis anywhere. Louis is a wonderful champ, I must say.
All right.
But I thought I won the fight also.
All right, Emil, you're a credit to the sport, and we'll see you a little later.
Thank you.
Gil, thank you. Round 3. Thank you, Emil. We're keeping Louis with us. We're going to see fistic fireworks in this one, the one we're watching now, that's for sure. We're early in round 3, and little Davey Moore, I call him little, they're both about the same size. They have identical weight of 125 1/4, but he's a little fellow with a big punch. Davey Moore, a flat-footed stance, wants to get that bullet-like right hand. He whacks under the heart, and then he follows up on the chin. If he gets that on the spot where it's aimed, there's a good right uppercut. He has more power than perhaps any fighter in the business under 150 pounds. Ramos is looking to keep the pace going with Moore. We'll notice, if we look closely, that Ramos has what we call, in describing a fight, a sneaky left hand. In other words, he changes the pace of the left hand. Sometimes it's fast, sometimes slow, sometimes straight, and sometimes wide. Moore's trying to get those big right hands in, though. We have a minute more in round 3, and the one way to keep a right-hand puncher off balance, out of range, as it were, is to keep the left hand going in his face, upsetting his planning, his thinking. George Latka yells, "Let's get out." Half minute to go in round 3. Ramos on the attack, has very fast hands. Beautiful exchange. Ramos was hurt with that short hook. Man, this is punching. We're looking at both corners now, and there a close-up as we zoom in on Sugar Ramos. The man with his back to us, we can just see his profile, is a fellow called Cucu Candy. His story, getting away from Cuba, he was the top sports announcer in Havana, and he has an interest in the 11 Cuban fighters that he helped to escape from Fidel Castro. Angelo Dundee again, who won the world title a few minutes ago with Rodriguez. Angelo Dundee is talking to Ramos, and they're motioning to the fans upstairs in Dodger Stadium, let her go. We're in number 4 of a scheduled 15-rounder, but I don't know about you. If I were guessing at this point, because of the punching power of these fellows, I doubt seriously if this one can go the 15. Ooh. As we look closely as Davey Moore faces our camera, you'll notice on occasion that he wears a mustache. Now, the state of California is one of the few states in the United States, members of the World Boxing Association, that allow a fighter to wear a mustache when competing. Davey Moore beautifully blocks every shot with arms and elbows. Ooh, man. I repeat, I don't see how this thing can go 15. Halfway through round number 4. You'll notice Moore leaning on Ramos, keeping him against the ropes, but I'd like to point out that Ramos, of the modern fighters today, can pull the old Johnny Dundee trick of working the ropes, so we're liable to see some fun later on. 1 minute to go, slightly less than a minute in the 4th round. Slightly shaken up. 30 seconds more in this 4th with one. Ooh, a terrific exchange. One of those right hands is another Davey Moore right. And Davey Moore's looking to pin this guy against the ropes right above our microphone position. Good right uppercut. Ooh, and another right hook that time. Folks, we're looking into the corner now of the champion, featherweight title holder Davey Moore. Davey has held the crown for 4 years, but this, I believe, is going to be one of his toughest ones to date. Willie Ketchum with his back toward our camera, Moore's manager. And, well, the fellow who will tell him exactly what he wants and what he doesn't want hasn't done too much talking or hard talking to Davey. He's just refreshed the guy and let it go at that. Moore is known to be a slow starter, although he can take you out in the first round if that chin is extended. We're getting ready for number 5. Number 5. That long left hand, the change of pace left hand that Ramos throws is the one hand that could save him from a lot of those pop shots that Moore attempts to take. Let's see if it's a knockdown. It is not a knockdown. No, sir. He was pushed. No knockdown. A knockdown in any given fight is at the discretion, up to the discretion of the referee. Now Ramos, this is what I told you about earlier in the fight, Ramos likes to play those ropes. You've got to watch closely. He's tricky coming off. Moore lost his mouthpiece. Davey Moore lost his mouthpiece. He was hurt. No, they threw it. Yes, it is. It was Moore's mouthpiece. Hurt with a right uppercut. And another good right hand. Another good right hand. Davey Moore was hurt with 1 minute to go in this, the 5th round. This fight cannot go all the way. But don't sell Davey Moore too short. Can he whack? Ooh, but did he get hit? This is going to wind up as one of the all-time top boxing cards that we've ever staged in this country. "35 seconds to go on the 5th. Davey Moore on the right, Sugar Ramos on the left. Sucker punch at Moore. A sucker right hand, a lead. A right hand lead has been hitting Moore. Tried it again. Closing seconds of number 5. Looking over the crowd here, and with the fellow who just defeated Emil Griffith earlier in the World Welterweight title, Louis Rodriguez. Louis, we're going into number 6. The crowd's yelling. The Latins are cheering. Who's ahead right now, in your opinion?
Oh, the fight is even.
Even?
Yes. But I don't think it got 15 rounds.
I just said that 2-3 rounds ago that it can't go. Why do you feel it will not go 15?
Because both fighters hit real hard.
They're good punchers.
Yeah, good punchers.
All right, Louis, just sit by. I see some of the British promoters trying to talk to you, but I heard eavesdropping you might give this fella a return bout.
Oh, yes, I'm going to give him the return bout.
There's the scoreboard. Not exactly a scoreboard, but that tells you what it's all about. Davey Moore on the right. Sugar Ramos facing our camera now. It's hard to see, but as we look closely, Davey's left cheekbone seems a bit puffed up. Oof! He brought that one in from the bullpen. Moore was hurt with a grazing right hand. The big question now, and it's the $40,000 question, because Davey's getting paid $40,000. Is Moore getting punched out? Is Moore tiring this early? We're 1 minute 15 seconds into round 6. The featherweight champion has had breathing problem tonight. He lost his mouthpiece on one occasion in the previous round, and I notice now that Davey, with his back toward our cameras, has some blood coming from inside his mouth. So either one of the lips has been cut, or there is some internal cut around the mouth. That's that sneaky Ramos left hand and a good right hand. Moore is definitely bleeding from around the mouth. I wonder if you've noticed, as we have here at ringside, that George Latka, the referee, has had to do very little breaking from the clinch of the fighters here. Half minute to go in number 6. Seconds remain in the 6th round. Only seconds. Again, our cameras are focused into the corner of the champion, Davey Moore. Now, when you stay with a champion in boxing, you stay with him till perhaps he loses the crown or maybe retains it. You're going to get the story of the fight. And the story could be right in this corner right now. Is Davey Moore still strong at the featherweight weight limit? That's the big question. Can Davey Moore land that double right hand, his power punches, on Ramos' chin? Davey's definitely going to try to get those power punches in if he can, but look out. Very stiff left jab. Look at the shot we've got for you now. Looking up to the fighters. Very good. Give you a different camera angle. Moore is looking to get this fella to stand right in and punch with him. We're 1 minute 15 seconds into round 7. And remember, these fellows, are wearing 6-ounce gloves. can punch with either hand, too. Look out. A minute to go on number 7. 4 or 5 beautiful jabs, all keeping the champion off balance. Davey seems to be tiring with the barrage, with the number of punches that Ramos is firing. And we have only 30 seconds to go in the 7th round, and again. Ooh, Moore is bleeding around the mouth. But look out. Hold the phone. Hold on, boy. Ramos is hurt. Now Ramos is hurt. Moore wants to set him up. Seconds to go in this round, and then the 1-minute rest. As we look into the respective corners of each fella, looking in closer a bit toward the Ramos corner, the corner of the fellow with his back toward us. There he is. They're giving him a bit of the smelling salts, waking him up a little bit. He was hit right as the bell sounded. He took a lot of good right-hand jolts on the jaw in the final 38 or 40 or 42 seconds of that 7th round. Getting ready now. They look refreshed. They look ready. Getting ready for number 8. Those jabs are equivalent to a punch. That's sturdy. That's solid. Ooh, what a hook. Ramos got hurt in it early in the round. It gives more time to uncork the right. There it goes. There it goes. Look out. Look out below. There's the hook. Davey's letting him go. Trying to bounce from behind. But look at the heart of this fella from Cuba. That right-hand exchange was potent. Moore cannot seem to slip, slide, knock down that sneaky left of Ramos. Halfway through this 8th round. The pace has slackened just a bit, and why not, as they say. Minute to go in this round. We've got a good close-up for you. Now at long range. Look at that left hand. It's really talking. Half minute to go in the 8th round. In other words, we're into the second half of the fight. And I was the guy who yelled early. 2nd and 3rd rounds, I don't see how it go 15. Ooh. 15 seconds to go. Ooh! Again, giving you an idea of the ringside crowd. People seem to be enjoying it. We're getting ready for number 9. And as we have a wide shot of the ring, we see all the people here on the infield where the Dodgers will go after the Giants and so forth in just a few weeks from now. Again, let's ask the new world welterweight champion, Louis Rodriguez, going into the 9th. Louis, nice having you sit alongside of us. Who's winning the fight at this point?
Oh, same thing. It's still living the fight.
It's still even. As a commentator, you're pretty good.
Yes.
Already, Louis Rodriguez, the new world welterweight champion, just said the fight is still even. Beautiful double right hand by Ramos. Folks, the only reason, on occasion, I will repeat a punch that you've already seen is because our cameras at no time, or no cameras at any time, will tell you the effect of a punch. You see it land, but it's kind of good when we're hosting for you to kind of point out the stronger and sometimes the weaker punches. Davey Moore bleeding now from around the nose and the mouth. And the hand that's doing the most damage is that left hand of Ramos. He pumps it. He makes it tough. But you know, when Babe Ruth was at the plate, they got that old expression in baseball that the ball game is never over till that last out in the last inning. And I'll become a bit corny in this one and tell you the same thing applies tonight in this one. The fight is never over with Davey Moore till the final bell is sounded. Both fellows, this has been a hard featherweight fight with a minute to go in round 9. Both fellows are puffed up around the face. Ramos under his eyes. Moore around the nose and the mouth. And look out. Sugar is proving to us tonight that he's a two-handed fighter. Most of his points are with that left lead. He can whack you around with the right hand. 30 seconds more in this night. Only a few seconds more. Oh, a right hand shot on Moore's chin. Moore's hurt. Moore's absolutely hurt. Corner again of the champion, Davey Moore. Teddy Bentham, his trainer, kind of facing us or half facing us on the outside of the ring rope, is working on one of the eyes, the left eye, that certainly looks like it has a hard-boiled egg all around it. It's blown up big. Willie Ketchum, his manager, is telling Davey to go. He's kind of talking to him hard. Eddie Foy III is the third man in the corner. He's holding the ice pack above that eye. Now Ramos with Angelo Dundee talking. Number 10. I just wonder how much punching power Davey Moore can retain with all the head shots that he's been catching thus far. The stinging, pumping left-hand jab and left-hand lead. The mixture of both. He turns it into a hook occasionally, has kept Moore off balance, and certainly has broken the nose of Davey Moore. Davey's having difficulty in breathing. He's been bleeding around the nose. But if he's got the punching power, it's still very much a fight. And if he doesn't have it, well, could be another story. We've had one champion dethroned thus far tonight in a KGT Los Angeles first. 3 world title goes in one evening on television. Look out. Now Ramos is starting to bleed from around the nose. The pace for fiery featherweights has been fast and hard. Ramos was hurt with a hook. Ramos has puffiness under the right eye. This is one they're going to remember for a long time, whether they watch it in Tokyo, Japan, or Mexico City, Mexico, or in the Philippines, or what have you. They're going to remember this one. One minute to go in the 10th round. Davey Moore is hurt again. That is not a knockdown, but I believe he's losing steam. He's absolutely hurt. That is a knockdown. Moore on the floor. 4, 5, 30 seconds to go, 6, 7, 28 seconds to go, 8. He's okay at 8. Can Ramos pull it out? Is the clock against Ramos? Moore is still hurt. Moore is wobbly. Wobbly. 15 seconds, 14 seconds. A right hand. Moore is tired. Will he continue? Yes, he will. 4 seconds to go. 3, he's hurt. Folks, we're looking into the Ramos corner. They're confident. There, he's the winner. Ramos wins. We pause. We'll get the time, the official announcement in just a second. Stay right with us. Parnassus is right with us. Wait a minute, George. We'll get the time from Jimmy Lennon first.
Your attention, please. At the end of round 10, upon advice from the champion's corner, your referee Latka stops the bout. Winner by knockout, round 10, the new featherweight champion of the world, Ultiminho Sugar Ramos.
Gentlemen, busted out in Dodger Stadium. The Duke busted homers. George, just hold on. Eileen, hold on. The fights have been tremendous. Let's get them over here, and then we'd like to congratulate both of you. All right, go ahead. All right, let's get them over. George, get Angelo to get him over. And Willie, get him over here. Let's see if we can get these fighters over. This had to be a knockout. We called it for you around the 2nd or 3rd round. It could have gone either way. Let's see if we can get him over here. Willie, get Davey Moore over, Willie. Somebody get Davey over here. Angelo. We'll try to get the new champion for you on our cameras and microphones in just a second. We'll get Sugar Ramos over. I think we'll need an interpreter for this guy. A real sweetheart of a fighter. Jimmy, will you get Sugar and Davey over if we can? I'm pretty confident we're going to get Ramos, who just scored a knockout. A 1 to 2.5 underdog. All right, we're getting them over now. I believe they're talking with him. Sugar is a very happy guy. And let's get Kuku Kandi to... hold it. Now listen, Sugar. Kuku, you interpret for me. How do you feel after that knockout?
Bien, muy contento.
What does he say?
Muy contento, muy feliz.
All right.
He's
Happy. Did you think you were going to knock this fella out?
Dice que si tú creías que lo podías ganar por acá. Sí, yo sabía que iba a ganar por acá.
Excuse me.
What did he say? He was sure he was going to win the fight by knockout.
He was sure he's going to win by knockout. Who will he fight and where will he fight? Sugar, where?
¿Dónde vas a pelear?
Kuku Kandi described.
We're going to fight for Parnassus.
For George Parnassus.
Yes, we're going to fight
Here.
for Parnassus.
All right, when were you going to give him a return or no?
¿Quiere darle la revancha?
We'll see whether or not.
Se merece darle la revancha porque un verdadero campeón.
One closing question. Are you glad you're out of Cuba?
Yes. No, what is it?
Are you happy you left Cuba?
Sure, we're happy.
All right, very good, Sugar. Now let's get Davey Moore over, if we can. Excuse me, please. You get the idea as our cameras are on us. Undoubtedly, what we're facing here, the Latins have gone happy. They've got 2 world champions so far. 2 champions have been dethroned in this tremendous television night for everybody everywhere. George, can we get Davey Moore over, or am I asking too much? I don't. He's still over in the corner. George, I'll let you get by. Get him over here. Get him over. We'll see if we can get Davey over. They're still working on him in the corner. Jimmy. We'll try to get Jimmy. We'll get Davey over. Kuku, get Davey Moore for me. We're trying to get Davey somehow, some way, to get the story of the champion who was a great one for 4 years. Whether or not we can get over, the officers in attendance are trying to give the cameraman a shot. Ladies and gentlemen, a longtime friend of ours, and I had the privilege of broadcasting some of his real great fights, Davey Moore. Dave, I know it was a tough one. What's the story?
It just wasn't my night tonight.
It wasn't your night tonight.
It just wasn't my night.
Davey, tell me.
Maybe next fight.
Now, let me ask you this.
Much better one.
All right. Now, do you feel you'd like to get a return shot?
Oh, definitely. I don't think he can lick me.
You don't think he can lick you?
I don't think so.
Davey,
I can fight much better.
Where I feel you can. Where were you hurt? When were you hurt, Dave?
Well, he hit me with a...
Excuse me. Wait, just let's get up here. He hit you with what?
I think it was a left hook.
A left hook, yes. I thought so. Now, do you feel in a return bout that you perhaps can land that big right hand?
I think I can knock him out.
You think you can?
I believe that, but I just couldn't get myself together for some kind of reason. One knows that I can fight much better.
I say you're a great fighter. This is my honest opinion. Now, let me ask you this, if I can. Can you make that weight easily, Dave?
Yeah, well, I can make the weight.
You can?
Yes, I can make the weight.
Well, all right. I know George Parnassus is leaning right near you. And talk to your manager. George, will you get...
I already asked Sugar Ramos about the return match, and he said that he'd be more than pleased to give Dave a return match. It was a great fight, and
this could be great.
And I'm ready to put it on.
I'd like to see you put it on. Davey, you know you're a champion in our book all the time, and we'll see you soon.
Yeah.
It was one of the real outstanding fights, one that we truly enjoyed all the way, a punching party from top to bottom. The fans here, better than 25,000 looks like to me. Certainly see Eddie Foy. Bye. Certainly enjoyed a good one. I'm sure you did too. Hard, clean punching and fiery fighting all the way. We could not see how this could at all go the 15 rounds. They punched too good, they punched too hard. And remember, we have one more real good one for you, so don't run away. The fight